Everybody, to the Ultimate Speedrun Championship. Right now, we are going to have our friend Ben come up here, and they're going to do a run of Lego Grunt Percent. So you're going to see all your favorite block games, you know, like Roblox is one of them.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Minecraft is a good one. Battle Block Theater is part of it as well.
Minecraft Legends.
Minecraft Legends, yeah. We're also going to be playing some Kinder Blocks is one of them as well.
Minecraft 3.
Minecraft 3. Also going to be playing Connecta Blocks, whatever it's called. You know, the one, yeah, you know that one. Jenga. Oh!
Anyway,
Why'd you stop? Oh!
we're going to get right into it
Yes.
here. We got them in call if you want to swap over our scenes.
Free me, please.
Ben, I know you said you were just about ready a moment ago. Just double checking it now to see if you are game to go. Champ is gone.
I am ready to go.
I'm right here.
All right, sweet. Give us a countdown. We'll get you rocking and rolling.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm going to take the reins here for a second. There's a lot to go over. We're playing through 10 different games today, and they're all a little bit different than each other,
I changed my mouse.
making all the tech and the little quirks quite a bit hard to get down, such as this jump right here, which is unfortunately the hardest jump in this category, which is probably not being helped by the fact that I have currently like 5 games loaded up at once for frames, but you know, we'll get it eventually. This is Lego Grunt Percent. It is not a category that I made up, but the subcategory of all bonus levels is, which is pretty much every level you get for 100% completing the main story. And a lot of these are a bit different. I am having a lot of trouble with this jump right now. I think it might be an issue with having Chrome open, but we will get it. I'm sorry about this. Lower frames make jumps go higher. Well, the more you know. Anyways, the all bonus levels category is one that I came up with. And we go through the first 10 Lego games and we play through literally every single bonus level. What is going on with this jump right now? And some of them are very, very hard. Is VSync off? No, it should be on. They're very, very difficult. They're very technical because one thing that makes all Lego games unique is something called 1P2C. I am actually flabbergasted right now. I might just have to restart this level because something weird is definitely going on, and I feel bad because we're behind schedule. But I believe it is on Hamster. Yeah. So 1P2C is a common piece of tech throughout all Lego games. That one, no. And what it entails is playing as 2 players as once. And this game doesn't get a lot of that. This game doesn't have a lot of 1P2C love. You know, we're coming back to this one. I don't want to start out on a level like that. We're going to see an instance of it right here where we're going to do a little piece of tech known as a pet warp, where we're going to teleport a player all the way across the map by putting their pet out, casting a spell on them, and all of a sudden their rat is all the way over there. It gets used twice in this category, a lot in the any percent category, but not a ton of usage here. We're playing through 10 levels only. So now we have level 8, which is by far the hardest level. There are 2 decently complicated jumps here. I'm going to play a little bit safe. And I promise you, once we get into the more grindy aspect of this category, I'm going to explain more about what is actually going on here. This is one of the harder jumps as well. But essentially, you're along for a long ride here. And I think in the interest of time as well, we're going to be cutting out the last game of this little 10-game thing just because we're a bit behind schedule. And you're not missing a ton by not seeing that game, as it is very frame dependent. And as we're seeing right now, it doesn't seem like my FPS is really cooperating with me to get us back on schedule and all that. But this jump, I've had a lot of problems with in the past. I got to go more towards the left, I believe, to hit that corner. And this is why I start with this game. Yeah, this game is very, very reset heavy. A lot of the tricks are just like Olympic long jumps that are like not one tries, but if you miss it, it's a category reset, as this is only a 5-minute long game on average. And I'm not showing that off the greatest right now, but I promise you we will get there. It's just this bit of barrier to entry to this game, and one that I am still kind of struggling with. However, once we're past this initial hurdle, that should be good. There we go. The other backup strat for that level is even harder than that, if you will believe it. It's like a a pretty precise jump onto a tree that's surrounded by a death plane. So, yeah. The estimate is 2 hours for this. We are going to cut down to about 1.5, 145. But yeah, I hope you guys are ready to see some cracked Lego gameplay. Uh, I'm sure a lot of you are mostly familiar with Lego Star Wars, the complete saga, which is the most popular game out of all of them. Go to level 7 here. And for good reason. It's a very competitive scene. The any percent route for that game, or the any percent run, is one of the most contested boards. And oh, that was good. Oh no, the guy got me. Okay, I got to go around this way. I got to kind of juke him out and hope he doesn't get me here, which he did. That is unfortunate. I'm going to switch to Harry to try to get a Patronus on him. Once the spell decides to recast, there we go. Just a little bit of a backup there. But the complete saga is the most popular one, and yes, it is part of this little mini relay thing we do. And it isn't one of my favorite ones to run. It is not one of my favorites because the bonus levels in that game, as you'll see, are a little bit not unfair, but require a lot of focus. Especially there's 3 in particular, but that comes up later. We're almost through 1 through 4 actually. Like the rest of these just kind of fly by. They get harder to easier, if you would believe it. But yeah, I'm excited to run this category. I started running it about half a year ago. I kind of challenged myself to get better at running this franchise of games, and I figured that these bite-size bonus levels were the best way to do so. And turns out they were. I ran this about 2 months ago at an event called Lego Thon, which is a Lego speedrun marathon. And that run went really well until it didn't. And there was a bit of a controller lock that happened that was about a 2-minute time loss. So we're hoping for nothing like that today. We're hoping like nothing for that today, but it could happen. Anyways, after we get done with another pet warp here, just like this one's a little bit difficult because Hermione tends to step back really far when she puts her pet out. We only have 3 more levels. I might not try level 10 again. I might be too much of a coward. I might go back to that later, just in the interest of marathon time. Drop out that player here, and we'll go into here. And I'm sure a lot of you are probably thinking, like, these games can't be that complicated. They're licensed children games. And you would be entirely wrong, unfortunately. They do get complicated. And this game, weirdly enough, at least in this category, is very straightforward. As long as these platforms don't fall from underneath me. There we go. This game is very straightforward. And the levels that are present in this game were made with the in-game level creator. So they are actually like they were used to demonstrate that anybody who plays this game can create these on their own if they want to. But through this double jump glitch that I'm doing, which is called Lumos jumping, by the way, you kind of can just bypass everything the developers intend for you to do. Thank God I made that jump. And you just kind of fly through it. Yeah, children game, more like baby game. This game is more like baby game. Because casually, I will say a lot of these games, they're not very interesting to go back to as an adult. If you go back to these as an adult, you're not going to have an amazing time because, well, again, like the demographic these games are meant for are like 10-year-olds. The speedruns, though, I don't know. They're very, very difficult to get down. And we're going to see an example of that right now as we switch over to, once my monitor decides to load, as we switch over to Lego Star Wars 2. Put my display capture on. There we go. So here is the first instance of, we're going to be doing something called 1P2C. I got to focus up a little bit for this. We're going to be playing as 2 players as once. This is kind of a controversial thing, or at least it was in the community when it was first introduced, as some runners thought it violated the solo rules and not the co-op rules, but it was eventually legalized to make runs faster. And without 1P2C, a lot of these games would not be as fun to watch or play. So what I'm doing right now is something called animation canceling. I'm shooting and repeatedly swapping back to a different character to reset my shooting animation, allowing me to shoot a lot faster. Now we can do this. Wonderful. Oh, wait, I'm missing a piece. Oh, yeah, there's a piece right back here. Okay. This is Lego Star Wars 2, by the way, not the complete saga, but they do share levels. Animation canceling is one of the main reasons that a lot of these games are, or a lot of these free play categories are very, very quick. And I'm going to put you in here, actually. You want to go in there, and then we'll droidica this up. I hope I have an Ewok in my party, and you'll see why very shortly. I do. Lovely. Without an Ewok, this level becomes very, very long. Ewoks can blow up those houses, which for some reason actual laser beams can't. So that's a little bit of Lego logic for you right there. We're just going to kind of run around, shoot everything as we go here. I want to build this too. I actually learned this new route this morning, so I'm not too familiar with it. I used to just do like a entirely two-player strat. I don't got to push this right. That's the other level that looks the exact same as this. Want you up here and then switch off. As you can see, 1P2C is a very mentally taxing thing to do, especially in a level like this where you cannot really miss anything. You have to, Emperor, please don't backflip ever again on me. You have to break literally everything in this level or it doesn't get completed. So we are going to switch to you right here and build all this and hopefully not, well, we can electrocute the guy, I guess. I mean, I don't know what he did to deserve that, or even your friend. We're going to stand really close to this wall and get some more because we want to get all these windows forced open the best we can. And once that's done, we can self-destruct right there to blow that up because for some reason the targeting doesn't really work too well there, and turn to an Ewok to once again break the houses. And then we build the car. Okay, good. Build. Thank you. But yeah, a lot of these games are kind of janky. It's very well known that a lot of these games don't really function as intended a lot of the times. Just having a little bit too much FPS drastically makes these games different. If your FPS is too low, you may jump higher. If your FPS is too high, you may launch super high up into the air for no apparent reason. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that jank, some more out of bounds stuff, some more launching, a whole ton of just random stuff that shouldn't be possible, or you'd be surprised that it's doable in a game like this. We're going to do a little bit of 1P2C here to get this house opened up. The problem is the Jedi Slam in this game is a lot weaker than it is in TCS. That is the wrong piece. On the left or on the right over here, we're trying to spell out Lego with these giant blocks, but the targeting system in this game is also, would you believe it, jank? So it's really, really hard to stand right in front of the block and get it to work, but we got it there. I know I forced the wrong one down. This is wonderful. Thank you, Emperor Palpatine. You are a lovely guy. I'm trying to get, oh, my Windows thing opened up. That's a bit of a, don't do that. Please. Thank you. Yeah, targeting only gets better, thankfully. But as you can see right now, the game will target a specific block, and when you go to move that block, it just will move a completely different one. So you have to really make sure you're on the right one, or you can undo all of your work in progress, which is not very cool. Okay, do that. See, I was standing right here, and it moved that one. That's comical. Now we're done with this section, and that should give us a boatload of studs. And while you're doing this, I'm going to go over here and just slam these trees down, and then switch to... Oh, I didn't get that tree, actually. Okay. Switch to droidica, and get you over here, if possible. Thank you. And you want to shoot these trees, my friend? Even the like targeting when you're shooting, as you can still see, is a little bit janky. I think I'll drop out player 2 here after this section, because we're going to be doing the worst part of the level, which has not happened yet, surprisingly, where you have to step on all these flowers. And if you step on them, they go back down after like 5 to 6 seconds. When they go back down, you have to wait for them to go all the way back down, then walk over them again. And it is a little bit frustrating because you have to wait a whole cycle for you to do the proper technique again. So we're going to really try to do this properly. Good. Here we're going to do a triple jump to get up here by doing a Jedi Slam and swapping after we slam. Let's just build this a little bit faster. And then we're going to turn you into droidica. And we're just going to start shooting everything we can over here. This is where the flower section is. And we are going to just put player 2 right there. I should not have started this yet. We're going to hope we can finish this. You also can't see where the flowers are supposed to be. We got it first try. Nice. I'm going to animation cancel, just shoot a bunch of these right now, and then I'm going to move you over. There's Ewok. Lovely. I'm missing a lot of I'm gonna put you in here. I'm missing a lot of just random breakable stuff. We are good on studs as a whole, so that's really good. They don't really tell you where the studs are supposed to be. Kind of just have to guess after a while. It's all memorization, which is a little bit disorienting. You miss one thing, you gotta walk around the entire map to try to find it again. Okay, perfect. We'll keep you going down. And we should be just about ready to get to the next game, which is 5 through 7. Actually, surprisingly, started off as one of my least favorites, but is now probably my all-time favorite game to run out of all of these. Got to find our last couple of studs here. They're laying around in these random breakable things that we have to just kind of find. Oh, there they are. And once that gets to 100, beautiful. We are going to turn off display capture and open up 5 through 7. And once the game captures, we'll start going here. There we go. Okay, same thing. 1 million stud bonus level. We got to go. I'll get all these random studs that are scattered about the map. This one, though, I'm much more comfortable with. I didn't learn the route this morning. I learned it like months ago. So we should be a little bit more prepared for 5 through 7. Go to Reducto right away. Oh, yeah, right. It's a different button this time. The Harry Potter games, they tend to switch buttons on you quite a bit. The spell switching button in 1 through 4 is the bumpers. We're going down here with you to Snatcher, and you're going to be Dog. In this game, it's the triggers. So they kind of switch it up on you. And it is really, really, really disorienting. As somebody who's been trying to play this game and 1 through 4 at the same time, I'm going to use this guy to get a key in here. Hopefully, nice. That was really good to get early because that is an awful thing to try and target. There we go. All right. We're moving along nice and slow here. Actually, I found quite a couple new things since my last run to speed this up, but those come a little bit later on in the level. Go back to Reducto there. Gonna break all the stuff Hermione pulled out of her bag. And then we're going to hit that wizarding hat thing while we grab these studs right here. This is kind of a motion sickness game. I apologize. There isn't much I can do about that because, well, the split screen option is, I don't think you can really change it in this game. You can change it in some to be static, but not really in this game. So now we're going to just kind of shoot everything on the top of this house until it's mostly broken all the way down. There's not a lot of leniency for studs here. So we got to get pretty much everything we can find. And the route is fairly hard coded in. Hit that lantern too. There we go. I put you back here. Wonderful. This is where the new route kind of comes into play. Is this something that I came up with semi recently? We're going to move player 2 over to this forest up here, getting some flowers along the way because these give you about 1,000 studs each, which in the long run plays a pretty important role. So player 2 is going all the way to the top right now. And any tree that has to be Leviosa, we're going to Leviosa and then shoot the spiders off of it, and that's it. And there's a very specific reason for this, because these trees take a long time to break down. It's like 4 or 5 shots per tree. So if we manage to break all these down and get the spiders knocked off, they're able to be ran over by this giant bus down here. We can move this bus all the way up there and just kind of run them over, clearing out this area really quickly. As you can see, I'm going to go get that blue stud I missed right down here with player 2. There we go. And now all these trees are already gone. And while we have the bus, what we're going to do is run it down here into the side of this house, which gives you, for some reason, if I can get the bus through, it's a little bit touchy, just an absurd amount of money for running into somebody's house with the car. I would not try that in real life. You might get arrested. It's not like an endorsement of that activity. But now we have a lot more studs than we should right now, because that Weasley house or that house section is supposed to come quite a bit later in this level. You can do it in any order, I guess, but in the old route, it came a lot later. I did miss something, I am realizing now, but it's not that big of a deal. We're going to do that. Switch this thing back over. There we go. It's also hard to use the targeting system on keyboard because it's W, A, S, and D. And if you drop you're holding your like hit input, it just drops the reticle entirely. So that's really fun. Nice. We can get that. Okay. It's just destroying everything. And our next game is thankfully a break from these like 2-player heavy destroy everything levels. Next game is actually our fastest game in the category. It's just about under a minute long now. I think it's like 58 seconds is the current individual level record. So I'm excited to show that one off. It also looks very flashy. Let's see, can I get anything else over there? Cool. Let's start breaking this. I'll move that, I guess. Oh, that's the wrong. It's the spell swapping key again. Muscle memory and all that. Okay, wonderful. Oops. Oh my goodness. Get out of Lumos, please. There are some spells you can't jump while having equipped, and it makes moving a lot harder. Go into here. You do this. Yeah. Backwards hand syndrome right there for a second. You get used to it after a while. You are way too close to that, aren't you? You are way too close to that. It's my bad. Also, another interesting quirk here. If you move your camera too much while you're in this 2-player state while targeting something, your target moves. So you can't actually target that thing consistently, which is one of, if not the single most annoying thing in this category, because you have to spend a lot of time doing this like water spell, which moving too far cancels the water spell. I got to kind of stand still for that, which goes against the going fast idea, but I'd rather do it right and not be stuck there for a while. Okay, you can target that flower. Beautiful. And then here we get the train that comes back around on this train track, which is one of our biggest giver of studs. Now you can hit that. Thank you. We'll sit here. We'll spam this for a quick moment. Okay, cool. We're almost done with the Hogwarts Castle section, which is one of the longer sections. Would you break that for me? You're almost done. There we go. I got to make a somewhat tight jump with my one hand, and that's awesome. Perfect. So if you're wondering, by the way, I'm playing on one-hand keyboard, one-hand controller. So I have my controller in my lap and my hand on my keyboard. Oh, no, it's broken. Oh, no, the thing is, okay, this happens occasionally uh, where this train just kind of doesn't want to move in the right direction. Like I'm holding straight down on my thing right now, and it's going left, which that kind of sucks. I think it's fixed now. I think nope, it's still going that direction. Okay, well, luckily these studs don't stay there. I thought they did. We'll have to come back for that at the end. That's happened to me a handful of times. It's very, very uncommon, and I don't really know what causes it, and I don't know if anybody else knows, because not many people run this too frequently. Okay, I think we're just about done with Hogwarts Castle now. Maybe the train will cooperate now if I get on top of it. Oh my god, it was stuck in the ground. That's why. No, wait, it's still going. Why are you going left? Yeah, I don't know why it's going left here. Yeah, okay, go for a ride. We'll have to like 2-player that later, which is really really slow, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And the train is also good to have because you can run stuff over for studs. So not having proper control over it really does kind of suck. We'll make do though. Yeah, that's what we're here to do. Come on, there we go. Now we're at Hagrid's on the right side of the screen, blowing up his roof. Also, don't do this in real life. That also probably going to cause you maybe a lawsuit. I don't know. Maybe you'll get arrested. I'm not a cop. I have no idea how to properly give you a sentence for that, but just don't do it, and you'll avoid all of that entirely. Okay, now we can force the window. I call it forcing. It's still Leviosa. I just have Star Wars brain from playing 3 different Star Wars games in this category. I think that's all of it. Okay, cool. We're gonna go down here and start building some more Lego letters, which is a common thing in pretty much I think actually every single one of the 1 million stud bonus levels has you build the word Lego, which I think is a cool little detail. They've kept that going for a long, long time. I don't know the recent games too well, but if I had to guess, I'm sure they do a similar thing. Don't just stand there. Okay, I think that much is done. So we're going to go over here and get yet another car after we dig this up, because we don't need to actually do this full section anymore. So digging right there is quite a bit faster. I know a lot of you have no reference of scale of what was old and what's new, but the old way for that was fairly slow. Okay, cool. I'm going to actually change you to you. Please stay on that spell. Thank you. And now we can do that. And we can water these plants. All right, so Lego is fully built. That's really cool. We have a great stud total right now, barring the plane accident. Here is a case of the reticle not really following the camera too well on the water spell over there. You'll see that the more that I push up, the more it kind of disconnects. But we do have one more water over here to hit. Stand a little bit further back, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of going in and out occasionally, but that's fine. You got to go to this spell to blow this guy up. A lot of spell management, a lot of character management. That's the thing about 1P2C in free play, is that it's not necessarily any harder than story to a big capacity, but because you have to not only change characters, which you can't really do in story, you're stuck to a party of characters. You get a rotation in free play. You have an extra 2 buttons to press, and in this game with the spell rotation as well, it's like 4 extra buttons to press. So that's not all too fun. We're gonna do a little bit of cleanup here for our final couple studs. We can break some stuff over here, mostly just flowers. That's kind of the big thing. And we're gonna go back into the train as well. We're gonna go like this. We can hit these top 2 things in sync if we're really good. I think I missed one. There we go. Okay, cool. So we're going to go over here, and what we're going to do, oh, I didn't get this either. Hold on. That's important. Is we're going to put one player on the little train so the studs actually like spawn in, and then just walk it. Or maybe get ran over by a train if I'm not fast enough. Okay, that's good. Great. And now what else? There's one little flower. Oh, there's this, of course. I didn't get this either. Okay. This should be close to our final few. We're at 75 right now. It's going to come down to, I think, building this, shooting this turkey, and then just shooting all these flowers. We may have to do soccer ball, which, albeit slow, is a consistent way. I'm going to put it on controller. Controller is much, much easier to do than pushing this thing on keyboard. I'm going to just kind of walk you around by where the trees were. A lot of mushrooms spawn by the trees and can drop you a whole lot of studs. Once this goes into goal, okay. I'm not going to do double soccer ball, I don't think. I don't want to risk doing that. I will do this, though. And there's one of the mushrooms. They don't drop a ton of studs, but, you know, every stud counts. The leniency here, again, for getting anything is a travesty. I just got the small train studs, so those are fine. Might have missed breaking. Oh, yep. See, there's some over here, too. It's a lot of management, again. It's like if you had to play Mario and hit every hidden block in every level. It's a little bit tough to do. I think I got everything on this house. Yeah. So last thing I can think of is, I guess, doing soccer ball. Oh, there's some of these. There's some flowers right here. You can hit these, but the auto-targeting system doesn't really feel like doing it. There we go. Yeah, 2K more. It's got to be a flower or two down here. Yeah, there's one. And that should... Wow. There's like less than 1,000 studs left that this game has decided to... There we go. That should be it. And we can move... No, it's not it. They give you so little. I thought it was so much more. They're really teasing me right now. I guess we're pushing this soccer ball all the way to the other side of the map. Yeah, a controller cam will be really cool. I don't think it would work with the layout too well. I can't speak Come on, you're almost there. Or wait, did I not actually pull out the soccer net? No, I did. It's right in front of my eyes. I just can't see it. Well, great. That was like a little tease right there. Okay, wonderful. Moving on to Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a lot shorter than the other ones. Oh, a little bit of external device lag. If you want to see the two controller stuff done well, which is I'm not the greatest at it. I would recommend. This is called dog wall jumping, by the way. Getting your dog's hitbox stuck inside a wall and just jumping up. It's not really that hard to do if you aren't bad. Hit the door to the next room right there. Uh, I am not the best showcase of that. If you pretty much watch any world record run of any game, I think one of the coolest examples is Lego Star Wars 3 or even Lego Movie 2, which is a very 1P, 2C heavy game. You can see some runners just go absolutely crazy with it. It's like right over here. There it is. Cool. Yeah, we get some really cool wall jumps here. I like this tech a lot because it makes this level very short and very funny. And we do get more of these wall jumps later on. I think in just a couple games from now, we'll be back into another game that has. Whoa, he just turned around right there. Uh, ooh, a couple of really interesting wall jumps. I'm dropping a lot of mine right now. That should make it over, and we are done with that one. Okay, this game, this next game, I believe we're starting in Arkham Asylum. Lego Batman 1. You're feast your eyes on the most aesthetically pleasing level of all time. Do you guys like just bright green and bright brown textures everywhere? Because oh boy, I do. I love the way these look. I really like. Oh, I got a double jump there. I really enjoy how much they pop. He does not want to shoot that right now. That's fine. We'll get more studs later on. Oh, I missed the monkey bar. Happens. Okay, cool. We're going to do a lot of 1P2C here, especially like in this bottom area. We got to run around and get a bunch of studs in this, again, just very wonderful looking map. I think the lead, design team on this game really did a number on themselves, designing such a beautiful looking area that is not hard to look at all. How did I miss that purple with Penguin? Okay, get up there, son. I'm doing a little bit of crazy bike maneuvers here that are not very intuitive, but it all solves the problem all the same. Can I make this over? I can. Nice. I never tried that before. So it is a lot of 1P2C in this game too. Next level has next to none, but where we are right now, this level is called Arkham Asylum. It's very, very 1P2C heavy. And unfortunately, there's a lot of leniency, but to do it fast, you don't really get a lot of leniency. So not really a lot of leniency for us speedrunners, but for casual players, you can get infinite studs in this level. It's just a matter of getting to 1,000,000 for us. And we're not doing too shabby at that right now. I set a new PB earlier today on this level, which surprised me because I was stuck at a really bad barrier for a while. Okay, you got to get up here. You're a little bit behind, Penguin. Wonderful. Are we going to be fine on studs? I think we will be. Ooh, just barely. That should put us over. Okay, now we're going to save and quit to menu immediately. There is one more level in this game we have to play. There are 2 bonus levels here. The other one takes place at Wayne Manor. So we have to get out of this status screen right here, which was a decent time. 203 is not bad. I'm very happy with that. And get back to the Batcave. So we're going to go to Arkham Asylum. We're not going to actually walk back there. We're going to go to the menu because going back to menu is like 3 seconds faster if your menuing is good. And mine is just about average. So we're going to probably break even here. Quit game. Go to the wonderful title screen. And immediately go this load game for confirm. And then we're back in. And we're going to be in a different area with a different party of characters. And the only extra thing I have to do right now is, once I get in, is go to my extras and turn all those on. The extras in these games give you special abilities. We saw them earlier with the exploding lasers in Star Wars. Harry Potter had like a carrot for a wand for whatever reason in Harry Potter. These are all extras. They kind of augment your game in neat ways. Good Joker here. And they're especially useful in Wayne Manor. Having invincibility and well, I guess it's more useful in Arkham because you would be dying a lot in Arkham if you didn't have invincibility. And there's not a lot of enemies in this, but there is a section that could kill you. I think the second part of this level, uh, the explosions can damage you. Yeah, I'm using my hacks right now. That's pretty much what it is. All of them are obtained legitimately. There's no cheating going on here. Not that you guys know of, at least. You guys have no scale to base it off of. No, I'm not. I'm not going to cheat at a Lego game. These are meant to be beaten by 10-year-olds. Although you'll see with the jank, it can be kind of impossible. I think every runner has like a horror story of being a kid and having one level that they just couldn't beat or one collectible they couldn't find. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Even as an adult, I went back and played these games, and there were sections that I was just utterly confused on. They don't really hold your hand in these too much. Okay, we do have a really bad character order. We wanted to have Penguin and Ivy back to back again. We unfortunately do not have that. We're entering in, by the way, to a two-dimensional platforming section, which blows my mind as to why this is the bonus level for a 3D action platformer, is to put us in 2D, and not even just like 2D. This is like broken 2D. We're going to use a little bit of wall jumping in a bit here to scale up the entire side of this place because, okay, so where is Penguin's all the way between Batman and Robin? That is unfortunate. That is a long way to get to Penguin. Luckily, we don't need him too much anymore. Oops, can you do that? Thank you. Get Harley here for a double jump. Nice. And this level too, you'll notice we're not getting studs like, raining down on us. We're getting studs uh in like purple form, which is 10,000 each. If you miss a single purple stud in this level, it's over. You have to go all the way back through every section just to find the one that you missed. I need Penguin here. There we go. I can do Harley, actually. It is brutal. Okay, why are you backflipping? So you don't like doing Harley. She has the backflips, and those get in the way. Okay, I'm just going to do that. I'm sorry. I just killed the Riddler. Was not my intention. He will live a better life, I presume. Penguin. So here's the wall jumping we're going to do, is we're going to go back to you. It's not even a proper 2D area. It's just a walled in version of a normal level. So they really did not flesh this part out. And if you think this is kind of strange for an action platformer, uh, just prepare yourself. We're making the slow cycle here, but it's not too far off. Because this next area we're about to enter is quite possibly the worst decision this company has ever made in terms of level design. And I don't mean that to like be insulting. I mean it's just genuinely baffling as to how they thought as a pretty much 100% reward for the game. This was the reward they were going to give us. We're going to go back to the main area for a second. We're going to glide over to the other side of this tower. And then we are going to pick up 2 more purple studs. We got 1 right here. We have 1 down here. I'm going to swap back to other Ivy and get in the chair. This is the bane of every Batman runner's existence coming up here. The entire point of this level is to blow up these 50 pylons by pushing these really slow balls, and that's not even the worst part. It's RNG. They have a random chance to explode and respawn back at their origin. So it is entirely out of my control how the game decides to treat me right now. You can kind of influence if they blow up or not, which right there, yeah, I couldn't really do much about that. But it is essentially just up to God right now, as if I'm gonna like get good RNG or not. I don't know a single person who even casually enjoys this part of the game. Now, if you go a little bit too fast or a certain speed threshold, like right here is too quick. Oh no, it wasn't. I guess I'm just talking out of nothing. These will blow up no matter what. So you got to keep them a little bit controlled. You can't go too crazy with it. So it is a definition. Slow and steady wins the race. It actually wasn't a bad recovery right there. It's gonna hit it. I did not hit it. It's unfortunate. And player 2 also tends to make this a little bit difficult by pushing the ball themselves. I wanted to blow up there, but it did not blow up. I kind of want to just do this. Yeah, thank you. We're luckily making decent time. And then after Batman 1 comes everybody's favorite, the complete saga. So we'll be in that game for a good while. It's a long ABL run. There's a lot of bonus levels there. One we have seen before. Um, yeah, I figured that was going to blow up. We'll just go over here and do this real quick. It's kind of just managing on the fly. We can do Joker to shoot these and get them to blow up. That was a lucky shot, right? That shouldn't have worked, but it did, and I'm really grateful that it did. That saved us. Well, there goes all the time save we made there. Thank you, game. Thank you, RNG. This is better than what I normally get in this level, though. I'll be honest. There are times where this just blows up every pylon I hit, so I'm living life lavishly. Okay, hold on. I did miss two back there. I got to go back for those. I'm gonna see if I can hit this one without it breaking. That'd be really bad if it broke. And if I can get these three in here, we're actually back on decent schedule. That's too fast. It's not too fast. Oh my god. I got good luck. This is just it's all new to me. It's all new. This is the probably second most out of my control level in well, game in general out of all 10 of the games. The final game we play is dependent on your FPS, which tends to fluctuate quite a bit. I'm not going to shoot with Joker here. I'm just going to do this the normal way because I don't want to risk a ball getting shot up into space and taking forever to despawn, which, yes, has happened. Don't blow up. Thank you. Okay, that should hit. Lovely. That should hit no matter what. Although our 2D section was not bad, or it was not great. I think we're looking at APB right there. All right. Thank you, Lego Batman 1, for cooperating. So now we're loading into our first game that I haven't had loaded up TCS beforehand. We are going into the complete saga to do two 1 million stud collectathons and then three levels that are already in the campaign, but they're from the older version of the game, and one brand new, very boring vehicle level. So TCS is not my favorite one to run. These 1 million stud levels have the lowest leniency threshold next to Batman 1, which is really hard to do because Batman 1 has a leniency of 0. This game, they really try to make you work for this. I got to also do this and not turn on invincibility. So invincibility is actually banned in this game's version of the category to make the run more interesting, because if you had it turned on, it would kind of just be animation canceling the entire time. So we do it like this. We do invincibility off. One person becomes Darth Vader, and what they do when they spawn in initially is they just kind of force a bunch of these flowers while I run over here and begin doing everybody's favorite flowers again. But here's the thing, they fixed the flowers in this game. They don't just randomly despawn now. They actually like stick around. So you can take your time with them and it's way less dumb than they used to be. I'm going to keep player 2 over here. I think he's stuck. Until all these flowers are collected, I am going to be using him to break stuff on the right side of the screen, and there they all are. So now we can, as a team. Oh wait, I don't want to forget this. I have missed this in the past. It's very subtle. Once you build that clock tower, you can pull the lever on it. We're going to do this. Force this 5 times. This is the one new level you get to play in this game besides the poor vehicle mission. And then we're going to do this. Okay, we'll build as well. I don't know why an Undertale sound effect just played. That very much confused. I think it's my old alert sound. I'm sorry if that came through on the stream. Okay, we're gonna do this as well. So a lot of this again just comes down to managing your players, which again is really hard to do in free play because at least in story there is a visual distinction because you're playing as two different characters. Here you go like this, and then you go like nope, nope. I should make it. Why? I just duplicated the car. I don't know if that's ever happened to anybody in history before. That was really weird, and it actually gave me like it scared me for a second there. Because if you miss that fire truck, it is a long way around to get that thing back to the proper position. All right, we are not going to acknowledge the lag frames the game is giving me, or the fact that I just duplicated matter. That was very strange. Every time you play one of these games, there's always something new. It's always like a brand new thing they're throwing at you. It could be soft locks, it could be crazy time saves. I mean, I it's probably as confusing for me to watch this as anybody who's watching it for the first time. And I don't even try to like I'm not trying to build it up there. It just is like that. Okay, we're actually making decent time here, which I am surprised by. We're gonna push this into the water, get a little cutscene to play out. It's not too bad. And then we're gonna do more of this. So I should probably finally, because I'm in like a level that I understand and that I'm okay at. Why this category is called Grunt Percent ABL. I'm sure a lot of you are very confused um, as to why the category's name. So ABL obviously stands for all bonus levels. But what is Grunt Percent? Well, in the first 10 Lego games, this is a very crazy creative naming convention. Instead of there being any kind of dialogue or speech, every character grunts. So we call the first 10 Lego game kind of relay marathon thing Grunt Percent as a result. Get back in the boat, sir. Thank you. I think that's everything. There we go. All right. So we call it all Grunt Percent. And it's really fun because after the first 10 games, when they introduce voice acting, the game's engines start to change like drastically. So they become really different to play, which makes this category feel kind of nostalgic in a way too, for a lot of us who grew up playing these games, which is not always. Oops, I want to be. You need to be Droideka still. Sorry, I'm getting that backwards controller thing I was lamenting about earlier. There we go. It's basketball. I just shoot balls until they go on the hoop. Awesome. I'm used to the other guy being on there, so that's why that was a little bit disorienting. But yeah, there is a gonk percent, or there is a gonk in this game, and he does have super gonk turned on. If I get a chance to show off what super gonk can do, I will try. But it's not easy because he even with super gonk, the gonk droid he's not very reliable. Okay, cool. We're gonna turn to Vader here as well and just kind of do all this. That house is now built. We're gonna keep forcing this one down. Yeah, I'm sure as you've gathered by now that this 1P2C stuff is confusing to watch. It's just as confusing to play. I promise. I'm not trying to look super intellectual. It is just difficult to focus and talk, and I keep losing my train of thought. So I apologize, but uh, we're almost actually through a majority of the big 1P2C levels. There's two more that I can think of top of my head right now that we still need to do, but we're almost done with what I would consider to be the technical part of the run, the hard technical part. Here we go. We're building the letters again, as always. Very satisfying. This game has a much better targeting system than Lego Star Wars 2, despite them being very, very similar. I also just noticed I did not force these open, so I got to do that real quick. And then we can together. Oh, I got to get those Womp Rats back there too. Right. We can together really make a difference in this part of the level. Oh, I got to do that. Okay. Oh, I got to get this one either. Now I can build the car. Actually, I can get these now, can I? Oops. Don't tell me you're stuck. Thank you. I was scared I would get stuck there. I hear the gonks. I do have to kill the gonks for studs if I don't have enough here, which I think I will have to kill the guys for studs. I didn't force open chapel door either. Hold on. I believe we're missing a little bit still. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to kill a gonk droid. You guys can look away if it makes you uncomfortable. I completely understand. That's one. That gives me a decent amount of studs. Well, at least I thought. And then we're gonna just kind of run around the map, shooting to find whatever else we missed. There's a couple guys over here. Oh, I didn't get the top of those. Well, there's all our studs for that level. There we go. I didn't actually have to kill a gonk there, I realize now. I could have just shot that instead. No, I was I was not spelling gonk, though that would be a great level, I think, to put in this game. It's just a bunch of gonk droids and gonk themed destructibles. That's a level that I would love to play. We're going to the next level. You guys might remember this one from earlier. It is the same exact level as earlier. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. They were not super creative in making this one. So we're just going to kind of same routing here. It's a little bit easier in this version, though. We don't got to do a whole lot. Oh, I did not get this one. We don't got to do a whole lot. It's just the same kind of run and gun casualty. But the actual grunt percent, I'm sure a lot of you have probably parsed this out by now, is done for any percent for all the games. And I believe the record is somewhere between 19 and 20 hours for a single run of grunt percent. There's a reason why I'm not doing it. Number one, I don't have nearly enough knowledge of all the games in that department to run like that. And it also would not be good for a 3-day marathon to have a whole day taken up by full grunt percent. But it is a brutal, brutal category, and I commend every runner who's gone for that in the past. And it was kind of a huge event when it was first created and first ran. And there actually is a relay happening for I think soon, the 23rd of this month. There's like an all TT games, all TT Lego game relay happening. Grab that one, please. Thank you. So that's even worse than grunt percent because you got to play the newer games, which are notably very slow. There are some pretty big skips that have been found as of recent. I'm not going to lie, but I much prefer these older games. And this category, I think, explains that pretty well. So yeah, more window forcing, more choking my doppelganger. That was great. Glad we decided that was what we wanted to do today. Wonderful. And we don't even need an Ewok for this part of the level. We can just kind of do it like this and die because I forgot we don't have invincibility turned on, which we get in the other version of the game. Okay. Ooh, don't miss those. Gonna kind of try to shoot things auxiliary to us while we're moving this car. Cars are very hard to drive in 1P2C, so I am actually surprised I did that well. This run is gonkers. That's one way to put it. I won't lie. That is words you can say about this run. Wait, do we get any more gonk droids in the run? I don't know if we have many more gonk droids for you guys to gonk over. I think there is maybe a couple more we see in the next Star Wars game we play. Which yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars games. And no, please force the house. Targeting is good, but it's not perfect. Okay. Wonderful. Now we get to do more of this really weirdly satisfying double building with our characters. I like this part of 1P2C is where it's really, really fun. You're kind of just like doing things completely in sync with yourself, and it looks really cool when you got it going. It feels very natural. We don't get a whole lot of that because these games are meant to be played alone or with an actual other person, but you know, it is cool when it pans out like that. So we're gonna do some more forcing. Okay, or choking. I should have said sorry. I must have misspoke there. And then we're gonna choke our partner players, helping us beat this. Get a couple of studs there. Actually, a whole lot of studs there. And then we're kind of gonna split up a little bit because there's some studs that I'm missing from just breaking these. And then we're gonna hop into here and go on a llama ride again. They actually made the leniency in this game a lot better than Lego Star Wars 2, which I appreciate. I'm stuck in the car wash. I don't know. You can put what are these guys called? Tauntauns. You can't put tauntauns in a car wash. Maybe I'm a bit rusty in my Star Wars knowledge there, but doesn't seem very ethical. Okay, hold on. Now we get some more of this, or we get more lever pulling. Yep, there's more. I love when Darth Vader does that. Oh yeah, do it again. I dare you. Perfect. No, 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 no. I didn't like mean. Okay, whatever. Force that out, and then we're gonna do another one of those triple jumps again, which is a lot easier and more consistent in this game. And then we're gonna force that. Okay. You actually get studs for moving that now, which I don't think you do in Lego Star Wars 2. Move this out of the way so we can get there with the car later. And now we're gonna run around on this flower field, which doesn't despawn anymore. So we have infinite time. Well, hopefully we do it fast, but we have infinite time to try to press all of the little seeds. There's one right here I can see. I think that's it. Yes, it is it. Awesome. That was really, really good. So we're going to move both these guys up here now. Try to shoot the house before it moves up. Right here. That was good. So we get to build this then. This next car. And then we're going to actually hop into it as player 2 because you get better control on controller. And that should be almost time for this level. Not the whole category, but this level tends to go by pretty quickly. I'm going to animation cancel these just a little bit quicker. We might be behind a little bit of studs now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, just a few. So I'm going to drop out player 2 twice because we're going to jump out of the vehicle and still be dropped in. And we got to go find just a few more studs that we've missed. I'm going to also probably force these gonk droids. I'm sorry again. I know there's more gonk droids, but they have to go. Oh, we missed one of these over here too. We didn't get all of these. And I think that I miss a... No. 2K more away. This guy should give us not enough, but close. Oh, wait, you know what? Did I shoot the... I did not shoot that. You have to shoot that after, which makes 0 sense to me, but you do, and that works for some reason. Lego logic, once more. Wonderful. Those times you're seeing on the bottom, by the way, are the best times that I've gotten, not the community, which are like me grinding the level out for over and over. Yeah, that gives you studs. A lot of the things that normally don't give you studs. Are we going to New Hope? Okay, yeah, free play. A lot of the things that aren't that give you studs after you like complete a puzzle. Actually, I'm gonna do this as well. I should have queued this up, but it's fine. I said to make us living a lot easier, and we get C3PO right next to us. Great. So a lot of those things like building Lego letters, doing the flowers, if you shoot them before they drop the studs, they'll give you extra studs, or they'll give you the studs they would normally give after waiting for a while. It's a very confusing sentence to understand, but essentially, if you shoot stuff, you get studs earlier, like those puzzles. And that also applies to building those letters, but I think they made an error in coding that where if you shoot them, you just get extra studs. And that was considered in the levels like percentage of completion, I guess. So it could be intentional. It might not be. We have 3 vehicle levels up next, and this one's just an auto scroller, so we can have a nice little chat. Uh, I don't know. Again, like I adore these games. There's a reason I play them hours and hours every day. Uh, but they they aren't really always coded the most sound. The older ones, for example, if you have your VSync turned off in, let's say, Lego Indiana Jones or Lego Batman 1, if you're standing on top of any interactable object, you can't jump. You'll just like get stuck to the ground. Uh, and if you have VSync off in specifically Indiana Jones 1, you can punch your characters behind the load zones that load other areas and go out of bounds in pretty much any place you want. So when I say these games aren't coded well, it's a bit of an exaggeration. They're coded very well for console, but the PC ports are somewhat lazy, is a better way to phrase that, I guess, because it doesn't really happen on console. You don't need VSync on console because you don't need to have uh, a different refresh rate or any kind of frame advantage on there. PC is much more customizable. I guess you explain it like super super simply. But the PC versions of a lot of these games, they don't really function all the greatest. And if you've watched any Lego game, I think you'll understand that. Batman 1 is by far the most broken game. There's some crazy stuff. For example, in every single one of these games, you can alt tab to create lag. And if your game lags, things go crazy. You can clip out of bounds by running against a wall and just alt tabbing. and you'll go completely out of bounds. It doesn't get used too much here or at all on bonus levels. Besides, I think one segment in Indiana Jones 1 takes you out of bounds, but you're not really like, I don't want to die here. Hold on. The section is a little bit precarious sometimes. It's just it's very strange. I don't know. I feel like they definitely should have tested a lot of these before they got released onto PC. There's some game breaks on there. Yeah, lag in Batman 1 is also on its own broken. If you alt tab too many times, your game just crashes too. So like again, you have to have a big patience meter to speedrun these games, the earlier ones that is. Later games get a bit more stable. They still crash quite a bit, but they are much more sound in terms of their like actual intentional design. The earlier ones though, not so much. And that's the cool thing with this category is that these earlier games we're playing right now, bit of 1P2C here. These earlier ones, we don't have to abuse a lot of glitches too much. And although I adore glitches and glitch hunting and all that kind of stuff, oh, I got to have that turned off. I forgot that that was thing. I should not have these torpedoes. I'm going to play it out like normal, though. That is also not allowed in this category, but because I'm not going to actually use these, um, we are cool. I'm going to get torpedoes on this guy and drop him out. I'm just going to save those on player 2 for the next room, and I can bypass a torpedo gathering segment by just having those already. That did hit. All right. And torpedoes also will just not hit their mark sometimes, so you have to kind of be careful with where you're throwing them, or they'll just kind of break on a random enemy and you have to go all the way back and fix it up. Yeah, they're thinking of the poor runners when they made these games super broken. But I like that they're broken. It gives them a bit of a personality when you're running them. I mean, you show somebody Lego Star Wars and go, by the way, you can like clip out of bounds and with your monitor's refresh rates up to 40 hertz and jump through an entire room on the invisible floor. They go, wow, that's kind of cool for a licensed children game. And there's a lot of stuff like that. The wall jumps, for example. I don't know, it looks goofy because these games, you don't really think of children's games for being too uh, speedrun friendly. You kind of look towards stuff like Mario or bigger names. So these games being as fleshed out as those in terms of glitches and skips is really cool. And I'm really glad it is that way. So torpedoes are back right here, and we can shoot that. And hopefully, it went behind the wall. So that's what happened there. It went behind the wall. Wow, again, 3 for 3. Well, now we have to gather torpedoes. We're supposed to have 2 left over there, but 2 of our torpedoes decided to path into a wall and then break on the opposite side of the wall. So now we're in a bit of a rough place because gathering torpedoes is fairly difficult to do because the depth perception here is not very friendly. And this happened to me in my last, there's one, marathon where my controller locked out and the game wouldn't recognize my Xbox controller. So I had to play it on keyboard. And vehicle levels on keyboard are awful. I mean, they're terrible. So luckily, we still have our keyboard here. Oh, then there we get that perception moment. We got that back. We're nice. And we throw that. Please tell me that. I thought it went away. I thought it went away. Honestly, I thought just my luck, that thing's going to fly into the stratosphere and we are goners. Shoot that again. And we get a small skip coming up here too. We're going to hide inside of a force field to skip like a bunch of little auto segments. But first off, we got to shoot some stuff again. Right there. Okay, now we're going to grab these torpedoes on a very small ship, either the Snow Speeder or Anakin or Obi-Wan's. That's perfect. Give me one more. So we're going to stand really close to this central platform. Throw that out. 1, 2. And we're in. And we're sitting inside of this thing now, so we can shoot these things early and end the level. Otherwise, you got to wait. I think it's like 15 to 20 seconds for each cycle of that. And it's really slow. I haven't missed that in a while, and I was kind of nervous for that one because if you're inside the physical field, you get pushed back out. So it's a little bit precise. But finally, we're onto the final TCS level. Pod Race Original, which is our only cutscene and our only small break during the entire run. This is the one cutscene we get to like take a drink at and stop playing the game. I know it's very chaotic back and forth constantly, but we get this. So Pod Race Original. I see lasers in chat. I don't know if Ginger's here as well, but this level is awful. This might be one of the hardest levels this company has ever made, unironically. If you hit a wall, your HP drains instantly. And if you die in this level, you get sent back to your previous checkpoint and it plays a cutscene. Usually two cutscenes, the dying cutscene and the checkpoint start cutscene. So we have to be really careful. But that's not all. Every checkpoint has a timer assigned to it. And if you don't do it in this extremely tight timer, you get sent back another checkpoint. And you're gonna see as an adult male, as a 21-year-old male, you're gonna see me barely make all of these timers. How they expected any kid to be able to beat this without like help from their parents is just it's beyond me. Also, racers have collision. If you played the regular version, the TCS version of this level, the updated version, there's no collision on these racers, which is very nice because otherwise they bump you around like that and you lose all your speed instantly. So this is a very, very difficult section. The 10 seconds should pop up any second now. Yeah, there we go. This one's not that hard to hit, but if you hit a wall there at my HP, I dropped a heart. So whatever. You can instantly die in this section tons of times over because in the second lap, boulders rain down from the sky and crush you. And again, if you hit a wall, it's entirely over for you. You're sent back. So yeah, this is one of those ones that just like is infuriating if you die. And a lot of the time, it's just a racer bumping you once that puts you off your course and makes you just slow enough to not hit the checkpoint. Like that guy right there, notable bad driver. He might be drunk. I don't know what they drink in this universe. I'm not a big Star Wars fan anymore, but he's on something. This is sick. This level on its own, like conceptually, is very sick. And if you guys are bored of watching me right now and you want to put me on a different tab, look up the Complete Saga version speedrun. They hit a wall, go out of bounds, and loop the track twice at hypersonic speed. It's absurd. It's called pod fraud. It's one of the key tricks to this game's any percent route. It's crazy. This one's much more tame. You hit a wall, you die, so we can't do pod fraud here. I wish to God we could. It would save like tons of times. But you end up skipping, I think, like lap 2 and most of lap 3 by doing pod fraud. But yeah. Yeah, and then the most recent Lego Star Wars game that remakes kind of all the trilogies, this level is done in first person, and it's really, really cool looking. It's kind of still pretty infuriating, uh, because you're not really told what to do properly, but oh, don't hit me. Oh my god, I went through his, like, laser beam. No, no, no. Am I gonna make this cycle still? Yeah, we're gonna make it. Boulder time. We're gonna hug the left side of the wall here and go in between these two. Yep, yep, that was intentional. I meant to make that noise, and that was just to build up fake tension. I totally knew exactly what was going on right there. Don't worry about it. I've died there many times. It's a humbling feeling. Oh no, it's over. We don't make this cycle. We missed a boost panel and got bumped. I don't think we make this cycle. Oh wait. Oh, it's all planned. This is all rigged. This entire event is just rigged, by the way. The bombs will also kill you, so watch out for those. I guess they also speed you up if you hit them for some reason, so maybe you should be hitting them if you have HP to spare, but I am not going to risk that. So we are on to lap 3, which I might take an intentional death in that final section again because the timer is so tight that it's impossible. I've taken so many different lines to try and make it, but I feel like the timer is just so tight that it's not really worth going for because you got to watch, you spend 20 seconds on that straightaway. If you die early on, get the easier timer once you die, you can save a little bit of time. Look how tight this timer gets too. This is just the first section of lap 3. Last second right there. Boulders are stagnant now. There is an invisible boost panel that will just kind of like shoot you forward at the rocks sometimes. I don't know if it's just like a bug or if it's like a removed feature, but I've gotten that before. Kind of one of those moments you look at yourself in the mirror and ask, what are you doing? It's done. We're not making this cycle. I said it before, but no, we're not making that cycle. We got to go all the way back now to here. That's how brutal it is. I gotta hug that wall better there. That's much better. Uh, yeah, this level is it's hard. You're also on rails. I'm not actually controlling where I'm going. I can steer, but the steering is super wide, so it's a lot of just difficult control schemes to manage. That was a wonderful lap, and we get the increased timer from dying, so we are going to be so fine. And I guess we'll try to make this first cycle. I'm going to hit every boost panel. I'm going to take the exact line that record takes, and we're going to see if we can hit this. I would be astounded. Oh, oh my God, we made it. Okay, we can leave the game. That's how tight that timer is, by the way. I gotta close this game and open up. What's next? Oh, Lego Star Wars 1. You guys ready for the fastest level of all time? Uh, display capture. Oop, I don't want to update Dolphin. Not in the middle of this run, please. Thank you. I'm surprised I made that. Yeah, base pod race section. It is a little bit fun when you're not running for time. So this level is one we already played again, but because Lego Star Wars 1 is a slightly different game, we get to play as a character called Geonosian, who, for whatever reason, do we have invincibility? Is the first one nice? Is just crazy fast and can fly through essentially everything. His speed is even better than Droideca's. I don't know why they made him this way, but if we just like look how slow he walks when we spawn in here, very slow guy. We fly, we zoom. I think it's 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's 2 this time. I got a good character order. They're on a Star Wars. Oh, canceled that way too early. Oops, don't do that. Okay, and then we are already done with this game. Look at that. That's beautiful. Stop the emulation, close Dolphin, and we're opening up Star Wars 3. This is a really cool bonus level run. Uh, we actually only have one more game after this. We're going to be cutting LIJ 2 for time reasons for the marathon. You're not missing much. Don't worry. That game is also a pain to run and just very frustrating because it relies on you having 560 frames per second. And when I have Chrome open for the marathon restream and I have OBS open and all these different games, you don't really hit that FPS too often. So I apologize to you, 3 LIJ2 fans in the world, but free play. Go down. Thank you. Time for Annabeth skip. Yeah. So this one, we get more wall jumps. We get Droidica wall jumps. I'm also going to turn all those on. So just like how Pirates had the dog wall jumps, we get to use Droidica's hitbox to climb up walls as well, and it looks really silly. Okay. They're a little bit more difficult to do in my eyes, but they look cooler. And here we get I would consider this to be one of the harder tricks in the run. We're going to be doing a wall jump that takes you out of bounds on top of the game's ceiling and then up an invisible wall. We're going to use that wall to glide over to the final room. And a few things to understand about how this game does out of bounds stuff is there really is no collision on the ceiling, but there is collision on these kind of like beams that hold the ceiling up. It's very strange. So we can use this outside area to get up the wall and land on this beam right here. And then we climb up this invisible wall, which is really hard to do because I can't see my character. Okay, we're up. Turn to R2 or any kind of astromech variant and glide. And now we're through. It's a really cool looking trick, and it's really hard to learn to do to get your rhythm down for wall jumping. But it is kind of neat. Oh, it's all MagnaGuard. I thought Droidica had something to do with it. That's my bad. I haven't ran this game any percent or any other category but these 2 levels, so I guess I'm not the expert to talk to on this. But Annabeth found that skip, yeah, when this category was invented. And that's it for this one. We have one more level inside of this one, but yeah, really, really neat. I actually enjoy this one a lot because casually I'm not a huge fan of this game, but I think the skips make it super fun to do. All right, we're going to drop in player two again to get our character choices. This next level is a bit finicky. There's a couple sections which are not unfair, but it's another one of those just kind of like the targeting in the game does not really work out the best. So we're going to do Castle of Doom free play. The keyboard on for picking characters is a little bit iffy. There we go. So right here in the beginning, we're going to drop out Droidica again. We don't need him in the as player two right now. There it is. Okay, that has taken me some time before. I don't know why. You can't like even purposefully target that thing. It has like no, uh, it has no destroyable tendency. I got to shoot it just randomly. So I'm glad that worked out for us here. We'll see if I get this. This is kind of just like a small time save, but I did this in the wrong order. We'll still be able to. Oh no, his body. I gotta wait for it to despawn. He ran right through my bomb. All right, that's a small time save. It doesn't really do much. You can kill them in one bomb like that, but it has to kind of blow up at like a really weirdly precise time, which we did not unfortunately get there. Okay, there we go. Nope. Why can't you force this thing? There we go. Thank you. Oh, hold on. There we go. All right. And we don't need to kill them again here. We just need to put the burger together, like at a restaurant or something. We're going to hope that these guys push the droidica closer to that door. No, he's going away from it. It's just another one of those like mini 1 to 2 second time saves, but that's all right. So more wall jumps coming up, and then a boss fight. Uh, the boss fight itself, if you're playing this casually, you may have had issues with it because if you're on keyboard, you can't beat the boss fight. You have to be on controller, or a certain thing does not happen, which I'll explain in a second after we wall jump up that. So if you had trouble casually, now you know why. Uh, I guess just the way you mash buttons on the controller, the game likes it more. Or against all odds, it's just poorly coded. But that can't be it. That couldn't possibly be it. We've seen so many Lego games this stream. How could they be poorly coded? They've all worked soundly and perfectly every single time. I ask myself the same question every single day. I do. One more wall jump here, then the boss fight, and then we're through to my favorite Lego game and my favorite collection of bonus levels also, weirdly enough. I might be biased, but I do like the Lego Indiana Jones 1 levels a lot. And I think they're really, really good. All three of them. The last one, the last one could be. Okay, we're going to do that. Wonderful. So I have to get the keyboard player up here because if you fight Ahsoka as the keyboard player, she never drops her saber like that. Uh, one more. There we go. She never actually ends up dropping her saber. It's really weird. When the keyboard player up here just swipes once and she's down again. Taking a long time to drop this time too. Push Anakin towards her to save a little bit of time. Switch off. It's another one. Cool. All right, last phase. And then we're going to be on to Lego Indiana Jones 1, which is our final game. It's about 10 to 15 minutes long, depending on how good I play. Level is over. And I will let you guys know when time is coming up. You guys over at the venue. Lego Indy 1. It's Lego Indy 2. They have a similar icon. Leave me alone. We're not playing that one. No way. Lego Indy 1. Now, there's two Indiana Jones games. They were released very close to each other as well, and they cover a lot of the same events. The second one is considered to be one of the worst Lego games ever made, while the first is regarded as one of the best. Definite dip in quality They were kind of experimenting with their game design ideas, trying to do open world stuff, and it just didn't really come together all that well. Personally, I like that game a decent amount, but I understand why people wouldn't like that game. It definitely is an acquired taste, and well, what's the opposite of acquired? Like a dequired taste. You have to be like really, really dumb to like it, and I happen to be that. We're gonna turn the extras on, by the way, as well. I did miss one, and it was it was Pooh Treasure. We need that one terribly. Okay, first one, Young Indy, the prequel level from the movie The Last Crusade. Yeah, Lego Indy 1. Nope, don't do that. Lego Indy 1 is by far my favorite Lego game. This one and Batman 1 just both strike a great nostalgic chord, and I think their design is actually quite nice. Uh, this jump has given me so much trouble in the past, but we got to go around like an invisible wall and jump up that slope right there. I'm cutting it a little bit too close. That was a terrible attempt. We'll give it a couple more before we concede. Oops, he pushed me off. He boosted me there. That's fine. That was almost I can also alt tab this jump if I need to. Alt tabbing, as I said earlier, creates lag. That was the perfect punch that guy could have given me. That was wonderful. And that lag can be used to jump a little bit further and jump up stuff you can't normally jump up. It is used a whole lot in the any percent playthrough. Which I also think that LIJ1 any percent is one of the cooler runs because it's very straightforward. You're not always asking, why did that random thing happen? We have the train segment here. We do have one out of bounds piece coming, or one out of bounds tech coming up inside these train cars. Did not miss giraffe jump. That's huge. Nobody ever misses giraffe jump. We break these. He builds them. Then we're inside the train. Once we're in the train, things are pretty smooth sailing. There is one potential soft lock that could happen inside the train. It's happened to me once, and I've played this level hundreds of times. So hopefully we don't get marathon luck here, and it just like screws us over. This has happened to me before, and it just breaks your game entirely, and we're fine. In the story mode of this game, when you're grabbing that whip for the first time, out of bounds, by the way, uh, it gives you like a cutscene of you picking up the whip and gaining that ability. For some reason, I was playing in free play once, and I got that cutscene, and the game just froze and crashed. So, or it froze, and I had to forcibly, restart it. Which level has Among Us jump? Among Us jump is Lego Batman 1, 6-5. I don't like that it's called Among Us jump, but that is the name that everyone gave it, so I can't be too mad. Here we get a fun level. I like this level a lot. It's very easy. You just blow things up, and you have invincibility, so it's like super nice. So we're gonna just kind of sit here and shoot a whole lot of stuff. There is some puzzle to it. I'm not gonna say there's not. There is some puzzle to it, but primarily what you do here is you just kind of like blow things up. And I like it a lot. It's very satisfying. The level is my favorite one out of any level we've played so far today. It may not look like much, but it is. Oops, get over that, please. Don't want to miss anything. If you miss stuff, it's not a big deal. There's a lot of leniency here too in this level, but I prefer to not miss anything. That would just be like swell. Yeah, I thought it was gonna just like pick up the torch or blow something up. But decided to punch the other guy. Yeah, it's called Among Us jump. I want to say that Nolan named that jump, but I could be wrong. Okay, so I gotta get you over here. And we're going to drop out player 2. We're going to go for a bit of a motorcycle ride. Just me and the boys. This route, I believe, was created by Frost, I think, or adapted by Frost at least. I used to do a different, way slower route, and I was too dumb to realize how slow it was. There we go. Ah. Oh, you can go through. There's Katanga for the wrench. There we go again. And there you are. We build this. I'm gonna grab these 2 blues while I'm over here. And we're good to go. So yeah, again, it's more 1P2C, but I really, really enjoy how this level's 1P2C feels. It's very open and very like flexible. If you're trying to learn 1P2C, I would recommend playing this level. I think it's this one and the one we played in Harry Potter 2 um,
Yep.
were very. My controller's mixed up there.
Hey, Ben.
Hey,
Wanted to check in, see how we're doing progress wise in the run.
oh yeah, we're just about to be finished up. We got about 5 minutes in the run left.
5 minutes left in the run. Okay, sweet. Um, so really quick, first of all, dope that all your like homies are in chat right now. I've been peeping the chat quite a bit. You've been
Yeah.
killing it on comms, so I haven't felt the need to really pop in.
Oh, thank you.
I do want to just make a mention for everyone who's currently watching, just to remind y'all what we're here for. So we're here for the Able Gamers Foundation, which is a charity meant to support pretty much anyone and everyone having the ability to game to their heart's content. So if you want to be involved and support that, you can do !donate in the chat, and/or do !merch in the chat to pick up some custom Spyro inspired merch, where the proceeds are actually going towards the Able Gamers Foundation as well, in case you want to get something with it. But yeah, I'll let you get back to it, and we'll listen out for time. All right, you got this.
All right,
man.
thank you. All right, we're getting close to the final part here. Now, again, normally there would be one more game, but we're gonna cut it for time. Again, you're not missing like anything. Oop, wrong guy. You're not missing a whole lot. It is kind of a broken game, but it's broken in the sense that one piece of tech kind of just does everything, which which is not always the most fun. Oops. Okay, we'll do this. That is, I keep getting mixed up now. I'm in the backwards hand mode. All right. Cool. Last name. I'm not gonna say my last name. You can try to trick me all you want. It is neither. I feel like that much is a given. Ah, oh man, he's stuck. He's like real stuck down there. That we were all stuck for a second. Okay, we get to blow more stuff up now. We're back in my prime. Breaking a ton of things. So we're gonna get you over here, and I'm gonna build this with you instead. Shovel. See, I should say a lot of the characters in these games are pretty similar, but some do have unique things like having a shovel or a wrench, or as you can see right now, a bazooka. And they do make for, different puzzles. But of course, because we're speedrunning, we tend to miss a lot of those. Oh man, this is kind of, I'm gonna actually wait for you to catch up real quick because I don't want to get dropped out by accident. Okay, cool. I think we're doing fantastic on studs right now. Did not get the early explosion there, but that's all right. Oh, come on. One more room of this one, then we got our final level, which is the most just insane level of all time. You guys aren't ready for it. It's called Warehouse, and it just goes so hard. It's the greatest thing this company has ever done. That should be it. All right, cool. That was great time. That was fantastic time. My second best time in that level ever. That 502 came out of nowhere. I don't even know what caused that. So we're gonna hop into here. And Warehouse is the final level. It takes about a minute and 15 seconds to do, less than that if you're better than I am. And you're going to see why I love this one so much. We have both bazooka troopers out here. We're going to use this one to kind of just like shoot stuff while we're running over to this target. A couple extra studs here and there. It is a 1 million stud level where we just do this till we're at 1 million studs. We animation cancel every bazooka shot, and this hurts your fingers. I'm not gonna lie. I'm already cramping up because it's been, I've been gaming Legos for like 4 hours today. So we're gonna try to keep our rhythm going here and beat a 107. We've got off target here. Oh my gosh, this is such a hard, like, I'm sure any like Smash Bros. Melee player is like laughing watching me struggle to alternate bumpers and hit the X button. but I'm being honest with you. This is terrifying. The veins on my forearms are just popping out. We're so close, though. Time is coming up when the million stud treasure thing shows in just a hot second. And that is time right there.
Good game. Phenomenal job, Ben.
Thank you.
129.02.
But yeah, we have 129.02 on those 9 games together. That was 9
All
games,
right.
folks. Like, genuinely, that's kind of nuts.
That's insane. That's
Like-
absolutely insane.
Also, our tech crew went out for lunch, and it's just me and Shep. This is bad. And Sadie. We have Sadie here in the corner. They're not cam.
I'm not supposed to be here.
But anyway, Ben, you really did a great job. It was awesome seeing all your homies pop through for chat. Anywhere we can find you, anything you want to say to the folks currently watching?
I'm BD1P pretty much everywhere. BD1P underscore on Twitter, BD1P on YouTube and Twitch and all that. If you want to stop by and watch Lego stuff, feel free or
Yes.
join the Lego Speedrun Discord. We got a bunch of events planned up, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I've listened. And also, just so everyone knows, I've watched actually a couple videos now. Incredible content. Not even joking.
Thank
I'm
you,
not into
man.
Lego stuff, but you make great videos. Really, you do.
I appreciate it.
Um,
Great event. I'm glad I was running in it. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'm really glad you had a good time. Sorry we didn't pop into comms more. Like I told you, I thought you were just killing it, so I wanted to let you rock and roll.
I appreciate that.
All right, my friend. We're going to head off to a brief intermission here in a moment, folks. Stay tuned. We're going to be live really soon. Or we're already live. We're going to be back really soon, I should say, with Sajbean doing Ratchet & Clank, Going Commando, NG+, no item glitch. And we'll catch you in just a minute. Bye-bye.